Hi everyone, I'm Annie and welcome to my channel. Today I will show you guys how I made this corset top. So this is the very beautiful flower detailed fabric that I will use. I think it's a cotton fabric or something like flocon, but I'm not sure about that because it's gifted to me. And anyway, I use only the leftover, so it's approximately half yard fabric that I will use for this project. This is the sewing pattern that I use. It's free, so you can download it from the description. However, I only have its size extra small, and unfortunately the seam-allowance is not included, so you should add 1 centimeter seam-allowance if you do it like me. And also I didn't use the strap part of the centerpiece, as you can see. And I almost forgot to mention that this fabric is a latex fabric. I cut out one layer for the wall corset top, and basically this fabric has glue dots in one of the sides, so you can iron it into the main fabric or the lining. I do both of it. So I cut out 2 pieces from this 2-sided back piece and one unfold from the center piece, and I repeated this with the main fabric. But I have this technique that I put the lining onto the top of the main fabric and I iron it, so make sure it doesn't move. And then I will cut out the main fabric with this latex fabric, and I use the same technique with the lining fabric. So basically I cut out twice the latex fabric, so let's do it. Now you can see that I iron them down and they don't move. So the next step is grab a scissor and let's cut out all the pieces. So let's do it. I cut out everything and I try to match the pattern of the pieces, but it was not very successful. And I also cut out the lining fabric with the latex on the other side. You can see here that the pattern is not perfect, but I hope it will doing. So basically I just flip them together with the right side and then I pin them together. And along this pin line I will basically stitch them together, and I will repeat this process with the other parts. If you take a closer look, you can see my little bit raw stitches, but I think they are perfect for their purpose. And let's grab the center back piece. I also flip it to the main piece and then I will stitch it along this line. And after that I will repeat it this whole process with the other side of the corset top, and of course with the lining fabric. I finished stitching them together and then I iron down all the stitches, make sure they look so flat. So after that I will use this boning. I had an idea that I put it in the center of the corset top, but it was not very comfortable, so I just made some decorating stitches on the top, and then I will put only to the center back piece some boning. And this is the piece of boning that I use. You can see my decorating stitches. I think they came out quite nice. And then I flip this wall piece to make sure they are face to face, and I'm matching the edges, and after that I will pin them together. to make sure that they are secured in the piece. And I cheat a little bit because I will trim the waistline, because it is not very clear for me, and I stitch them together. So let's see. This is how I pin them together. So basically I stitch them together along this waistline, and then along the neckline, except for the strap part, I made these little triangles to make sure when I turn it inside out the wall piece, it will be so flat. So after I turned it inside out, I ironed them, and I forgot to mention that leave it open the center back, because we will do this kind of thing with it. This is the finished one. So I just made a narrow stitch along the wall piece, and then I will insert the boning, and I also stitch it down. So you can see I made this line there. I will make a stitch along that one, and after that I will tack the boning piece into it as long as the center back piece, or I mean as wide. So let's just tuck it into this little pocket, and then after I tack it, I will just close it with also a narrow stitch along the boning. And after that I use this I think 3 centimeters wide and approximately 30 centimeters long strap. I made a BS tape from it, and I cut some little 5 centimeters long pieces and tuck it into this pocket, and I stitched them down. So you can see I finished with that part. And let's grab my silk ribbon. I cut 1 meter long pieces from it, and this is also, I call it a pocket, and I just stuck into the ribbon and then use tap stitches to secure it in the place. I do this with the ends, make sure they stay like that. And I also use the ribbon in the back. Basically I rip open the seam and I make a hole where I can put the ribbon in it, and then I use tap stitches to secure. And this is an also 1 meter long strap that I fold it half and stitch it down for the back. So maybe this is the lace, and that's it.